Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of A Little Bit Woo. We are your hosts, Kirsty and Jemma, and
Hiya.
today we are talking all about therapies.
Therapies?
Yes, what do we do?
What do we do?
And I'm not just talking about what we do, I'm talking about what do we do, as
what
in
what do we
therapy.
do?
What are we doing? What are we
I
doing?
think we need therapy.
We need therapy. Definitely.
We need white coats
Oh, flipping it.
and a straight jacket.
Well, no comment. So, we wanted to talk about the therapies that we have as people, which sounds weird because obviously we're horsey people. And do you know what?
We are both therapists.
We are both therapists, but do you know what? Why is it, right? Horsey people will spend all the money in the world on their flipping horses with
And not
therapy
spend a penny on themselves.
and won't spend a penny on themselves.
Well, it's quite funny when I go to them and they, we get to the point where the horse is looking really well. I'm like, just can't go any further with this. And then I turn around and the owner's there looking a bit like Quasimodo. And I'm like, maybe we go a bit long with the next session and you have your body sorted instead.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, the horse makes huge progress then because we've actually addressed the rider.
Yeah. So I think today what we want to talk about is all the different modalities that we have had in our own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, crack on.
So in terms of physical therapy, so I used to go for sports massage. I have had chiropractic work done as well in the past. But when I started going down these rabbit holes that I'm down now with my work, I realised that the work that I was having done, the sports massage and things, was actually quite bulldozy for my body on a consent sort of basis. And I always used to wonder why, I'd go in for the sports massage and I'd come out really sore, like really, really sore. And I'd feel all right for a few days and then it'd all kind of come back again. And, I just thought that's kind of how it was. Like, I just thought I was a bit broken and everything else. And then when I started doing the work that I do now, I then discovered structural integration therapy. So there's a technique called Rolfing, and there's also another structural integration technique called Heller. So I looked for somebody who did Rolfing.
So what is that?
Not completely sure of the full definition for structural integration therapy, but it's more about kind of reconnecting. I see things like visually, so it's almost like reconnecting the wires to the body, like almost reprogramming the body for the brain body connection, and bringing awareness from like your conscious to the actual what's maybe not quite straight or right in your body.
But it's hands-on.
Hands-on, yeah.
So in terms
but
of the
very
technique,
light.
Yes, it sounds a little bit similar to Bowen in some respects.
Yeah, well, we're not reinventing the wheel, are we? I think
no one is reinventing that flipping
nobody's
wheel.
reinventing the wheel.
It just
so yeah,
goes round and
it
round.
is so light though. Like I can be laid there and I'm like, she's barely touching me, but she's getting me to breathe into certain areas and almost bringing awareness. And what I didn't realize, there was one time I went and she stripped me down like she does into my underwear. And she said, right, tell me where your pelvis is without looking down. And I literally, like, I couldn't think where my pelvis was. Like, there was no connection from my brain to my pelvis in sort of space.
Oh.
So I was like, I without looking down, I can't tell you whether my pelvis is in neutral, extension or flexion.
I'm sat here doing neutral and extension.
Yeah. But I was like, I physically can't tell you. And then she was like, that's really interesting. But then it turns out, like, I had quite a bad accident about 8 years ago where I got catapulted into the tarmac. A horse reared and spun and shot me into the tarmac, and they thought I'd broken my pelvis.
Oh, wow.
So my brain, probably at that point in time, because there was so much pain there, has just shut down. awareness to that area.
Yeah.
And I've been living with that for 8 years.
Well, yeah.
And riding my horse where I need to know where my pelvis is.
Do you know, that's really interesting because so I've not mentioned on the pod, but I was diagnosed with endometriosis and adenomyosis, and long story short, after battling as a woman all my life with bad periods, but obviously the stigma of bad periods is normal. It's not normal, people. And so anyway, long process later, I actually had a full hysterectomy nearly a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, yeah. And it's really interesting you say that. So when I went on a mechanical horse, and my subconscious patterns that I developed, not knowing at the time that I had endometriosis, was to protect all that area. Especially when I was on the horse, it highlighted where my asymmetry was and crookedness, because actually I was protecting an area of my body subconsciously that I was completely unaware of. But since having the hysterectomy, I've now reconnected, and it's like getting the feel for moving into that space.
Yeah.
I
feel like you've just done a little light bulb there.
I love a light bulb moment. I flipping love a little rabbit hole that I'm going to be skipping down like a little bunny later.
So yeah, so I started going there maybe 18 months ago now, and she's completely transformed my body, but there was no pushing, pulling, bulldozing. It's so light, but just, you know, I literally come out of there. It makes me laugh because there's a Waitrose opposite. It's very posh. And I go for a walk around Waitrose after, just to kind of recalibrate and kind of feel into the changes.
Yeah.
And they must think that I'm some kind of crazy person, because I just walk around like
a zombie.
Well, no, it's almost like I'm just really slinky, and I'm like, whoa. Like I don't really kind of know where my body is. But,
you know, like the you know, those blow up Mr.
Yeah,
Softy things.
Yeah, like one of them. That's how I feel. Like, whoa. And yeah, but it's funny because when I've treated the horses, that is now what I see. I'll say, especially if we do a horse on an evening, and I know that they're going to be stabled overnight, I'll say just take them for a little walk while I'm writing my notes up, because I don't want your horse standing on them changes all night.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, because those changes will keep happening throughout the night that we've worked on the fascia and things, and they will walk out the stable in the morning and probably not know that where the leg is compared to the spatial awareness. And just I imagine that could be quite tricky. So yeah, I always tell them to take them for a walk. But I quite like having things done on myself, which is why I went for the roll fin, because I knew that what I was doing was quite similar to that. So I wanted to feel that. So Fiona, who trims Elmo, lovely Fiona, love her. She's also trained in Hella technique, which is the other structural integration technique. And she's done some of that on me as well.
So what's the difference?
I'm not sure what the difference is.
Okay. Maybe
we need to get somebody to tell us what the difference is.
Well,
maybe we can get Fiona to tell us what the difference is.
Let's get Fiona on the podcast.
But yeah, so she just looked at me one day like she does, and she was like, turn around. And she literally put her hands on my hips and like her thumbs in the base of my back, and just literally, like, anybody watching her just thought she's just got her hands on. Yeah. And I felt like this energy kind of come up through my stomach right up into my diaphragm, like somebody had the fist into my diaphragm, twisting. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing to me? And then it just went and released, and I was like, oh. And I almost, again, see that with the horses, especially when I'm working around the diaphragm. They almost get a little bit like, oh my God. And I'm like, just bear with it, stay with it. And then I can feel it under my hands, like almost come to a point and then go, and then the horse goes, oh my God. And usually take a big breath. And I'll say the diaphragm's just about to release, and it'll kind of all come out. So that's pretty cool that like Fiona said to me, she was like, now you know how the horses feel.
Yeah.
And that's really nice for me now that I can actually be like, I know how this feels and I know where you are, kind of. I know that you almost feel a bit insecure in your body at this point, but just stay with it because there is a point beyond this, which will be a release.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sort of a therapies have you had?
That's kind of the main one in terms of like body worky stuff. I've been for emotion code work.
Oh,
Oh.
tell me more.
So that's about kind of delving in and basically they pull up like trapped emotions and bring it to the surface. So the theory is that all of our emotions that we've had, big emotions through our life, are lodged somewhere in our body.
Yeah.
So they can get lodged in shoulders and stomachs, and a lot of grief and things around your stomach. There's a whole chart to kind of tell you where certain things are lodged. And the practitioner, it was Kay at the time, who's actually really good friends with Libby. She kind of goes through and asks these questions with muscle testing, and then they bring the emotion to the surface, and then you basically just clear it. But that's so weird as well. So there was I went one time, and there was they just kind of say what the thing is that's come up. They don't know what it is. It's not like they're they're not kind of delving into your brain as what the emotion is, not the emotion, what event took place to create that emotion.
Yeah.
But that it's so weird, it like almost comes to you.
Oh, well, yeah.
So like it's things that you might not have ever thought about for maybe 10, 15 years. So there was one, and she was like, I'm getting block creativity at the age of 14. And I was like, so they give you an age, like round about what an age it is. And I was like, right. And all of a sudden, straight to the front of my head comes this image. So when I was at school, I drew. It's really random. We had to draw portraits of a celebrity. So I drew Simon Cowell.
Oh my god!
Really random. I must have just seen a picture and thought, yeah, around that time, and I just thought, I'll do that. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I used to be, my art teacher's like teacher's pet. She loved me to pieces. She actually told my parents she wanted to swap me for her child at one point at parents' evening. So I was held in quite high regard by her. And I remember being so proud of this picture, and it was like my homework, and showing her it, and she was like, oh, that's not very good. I know.
Ouch.
But then how weird's this? So that completely must have blocked my artistic creativity, and I never really drew after that. And then after I'd been for my emotion code work, literally like the day or day after, there was a learn to draw workshop popped up literally in the next village to where I'd been for the emotion code as well, which was really weird. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to book onto that. I don't know anybody going on it, but I'm going to do that because that sounds really cool.
Wow.
So I booked onto it, and that's when I started drawing again. So it literally reignited that desire to want to draw.
By the way, Kirsty's really good at drawing.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So yeah, so that was that. And then what other stuff have I had? Wow, I've just recently, just today actually. I don't really know what it was in the end. Went for some. What would you describe what Liz does?
So Liz is Reiki
trained, yeah,
but
she's gone beyond that.
It's way beyond any type of.
A bit like me saying I'm a veterinary physiotherapist, but I'm way beyond that.
Yeah, it's like me saying I'm a Bowen therapist,
but I'm way beyond that. Yeah.
Who knows what I do nowadays?
So yeah, so today I went to see Liz after recommendation from Gemma. She was like, "You need to see my friend Liz." So I've been to see Liz. Oh my god,
she's a spiritual coach as well.
Yeah, she's super cool.
She is super cool. I adore the woman.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore her, and she's been a massive catalyst for me in my spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And the things that blows my brain every time I go. I just get on the bed. In fact, when I book in with Liz, I call it woo with Liz,
Yeah.
because I haven't got a clue.
She's in my phone as Liz Woo Woo.
There we go. You know, she'll be banging on a drum one time, or she'll be doing you need shamanic, or yeah. So tell me about your experience.
Well, today, so we went in.
She was being kind.
I think she was she was easing me in so I didn't run away. Well, actually, I couldn't run away. She piled that many crystals on me. It was like playing Buckaroo.
I was going to make some horse noise then, but I was like, flipping heck, what the hell was that? Anyone would have thought you'd never seen a horse before. Jesus Christ.
It's a bit like when films put like voiceovers over horses.
Right,
and
why did they do that? Right.
It really
little diversion. That really winds me up. It makes Mario laugh, because we'll be watching a film and I'm like, horses don't nicker all the flipping time. Yeah, they don't do that. Sorry, very triggering for me. But
it triggers me.
Oh, it winds me up, something rotten. Like, you'll be watching, I don't know, Game of Thrones or whatever, and I'm like, they don't whinny like that. They don't nicker. They don't do anything like that. What on earth? Sorry. Right, back to I need therapy for that.
They're a prey animal. Why would they make noise all the time? That's my theory. Yeah.
Well, it does wind me up, triggers me.
No, it triggers me as well.
Could you see how elevated I got?
Yes, and now bring it back down. And breathe.
Big breath. Right, back to Liz.
And ground. Yeah, so I went in, laid on the bed, and she piled crystals on top of me. So
Excuse me.
I think I probably had 10 plus crystals on me at one point.
Yeah.
One on my head, one on my neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where. Oh, 2 in my hands, 1 in each hand.
Oh, were they the I call them my rods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Power rods.
Power rods.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I laid on the bed.
They are the clear quartz, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are clear quartz.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, yeah, something clear.
The pointy, the
clear and pointy.
Yeah.
So I laid on the bed, and then she did some. Well, I don't know because my eyes were closed, but she was definitely walking around me, saying things, and took me on a bit of a journey. And then, it was weird. So I'd be laid there and it was fine. And then all of a sudden, I'd just be overcome with some emotion and just start bawling my eyes out. And I was like, I genuinely don't even know where that's come from. Obviously, it's come from like the pit of my stomach or something, but it obviously needed to come out. But when it was like bubbling up again, a bit like I was saying about when I had to kind of sit in my thoughts at the in the connection circle at the podcast summit, it was like a volcano like bubbling up inside of me, and you're like, oh my god. And then my whole body started like vibrating, like woo. And then everything came out. So that's kind of how the session went. But no, it was
Did
good.
you say you saw colours as well?
Oh yeah, so that was weird. So I had my eyes closed and I kept seeing like really kind of like sky blue, like the colour of the sky's been today. Really, really bright blue, and then like a dusky pink. And it just kind of kept switching from one to the other. And then she sat me up at the end of the session and gave me some water, and then made me pull a card.
It's always so relevant.
Yeah, so I pulled the card, turned it over, and the card was the same colours I'd been seeing throughout the session. So yeah, and what it said on it was quite relevant for what we'd kind of gone through in the session as well. So I was like, wow, that's blown my mind a little bit. So yeah, I'll be returning for more of that, and I'll keep you updated on how that's going.
If anyone's in the Cheshire area and fancies a bit of woo with Liz, we can always leave her contact details, her website, and the show notes.
Hit you up.
She is a very special lady. I've been going to her for quite a while now, and I can't even tell you what's the things that have happened to me during that. But I think when you're on a journey of discovery, you get in your trenches and you start doing your work, and when you think you've cracked one thing, another thing comes up, and I sometimes get to telling off, not from her obviously, but it's all healing and purpose and aligning you back to your soul's power again. So yeah, love Liz a lot.
Enough about me. Tell me what you've been doing over the years.
Well, so
I've only just started mine.
I've obviously I've had all the usual massage and things like that. I actually had an injury on my back which led me to go and see osteopathy and things like that. I love, like, you know, I think there's a time and a place for everything. I'll just say that right now. And I don't always believe that one modality is the answer.
No.
But then everything
Same
is
with
cyclical.
the horses.
So there's no one's reinventing the wheel. You'll find that a physio will be doing more myofascial. I discovered Bowen because osteopathy wasn't working for me. I discovered Bowen, it changed my life to the point that I was like, wow, how can 7 treatments of something so gentle change my life to the fact that I'm moving like I've never been able to move before in my body. And so Bowen is a form of myofascial release, and very similar. It works over activating the horses and humans natural healing process. So it works over a lot of dermatome meridians, acupuncture pressure points, and it's the actual technique itself that stimulates the body and brain connection. So it blew my brain, and obviously now I'm 18 years later practicing Bowen. For me, I always go back to Bowen. So if I'm stuck, I'll go back to Bowen. But I have had a lot of other modalities. I have had a lot of acupuncture, really love acupuncture. I had that obviously to help with the endometriosis, and it really, really helped. And what I used to love is the guy would put a needle in the side of my ear, and it'd be like, and 3, 2, 1, and I was gone. It's like, ugh, straight in the bed, flopped.
No way.
Really cool. Really like acupuncture. But again, it's all this, Eastern modalities, isn't it? I've also had a lot of myofascial stuff, and after my hysterectomy I actually had reflexology.
I've had reflexology.
Now, the reason why I went for it, because I was like, I can't lie on my stomach, and I don't want anyone touching me because I felt vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I thought, you can touch my feet, although I hate the look of my feet, but they're just feet. Who cares? That is really good.
I'm going to tell you a funny story about reflexology. My friend that does reflexology. So that's almost like, without me even knowing it, that's kind of, maybe it was a woo thing that happened with me like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I was down for it, sort of thing. So my friend at the yard at the time, Liz, she's amazing. She does all sorts of things. She does scar work and things now. So she was training in reflexology, and she needed people to practice on. So I was like, oh, you can have my feet, you know. So
you can have them for free.
So she used me as a case study. So I'd go every, few weeks, and she'd do reflexology on me, and it was just fascinating what she could pick up through my feet.
Yeah.
But then, so coming to my exams for my vet physio, they'd said to us in like one of the final lectures that we'd had, they said the reason why many people fail these exams is because of themselves, not because they don't know what they're doing. It's because of like anxiety and things. Yeah. So they said, if you can get any help to manage your own kind of anxiety and things, do it, because that's the main reason people fail these exams. It's not that you don't know what you're talking about. It's just that you get in your own head and stuff. So I was like, all right, okay. So I spoke to Liz, and she's like, oh yeah, come for some reflexology and we'll look at some other stuff for you. So I was like, okay. So I turned up and she did my reflexology, and she'd literally got like a whole counter of stuff ready for my exams. She'd got me dark chocolate because that helps with
cacao.
Yeah, cognition and things. She'd made me what was in it now? Basil, marjoram, and something else, which was like for cognition and focus.
What, like a tea?
No, for me to smell. She got me some tea. She got me some bush flower remedy for me to
Oh,
put
I
under my
love
tongue.
it. Bush or
She,
back?
well, it's Australian bush
Yeah.
flower, but I think she gave me the rescue remedy, but then she gave me a stronger one as well
Ooh.
to borrow. What else did she give it? She gave me something to like burn.
And
Honest
she
to
went
God,
into her
there was
exam like a
wait a minute,
stoned.
wait a minute.
Oh, go on.
So she gave me all of this. So I was like, oh my God, like thank you so much. So went down to my exam, literally like had everything, like, you know, I'm there putting the drops under my tongue. So I went in for my horse exam. So we had the horse exam on the Saturday and the dog exam on the Sunday. The OSCEs, the course, or the practical exams. So this first year, this was the first year that started putting GoPros on the examiners because people had started like questioning, oh well, I did that, and they had no proof that they'd done it. So they were like, well, we're going to film it, and then if you say you've done it, then we'll know because we've got it on camera. So I walks into this stable, and there's the handler, and there's the examiner, and then there's the person like writing for the examiner stood next to her. So quite intimidating situation. So I walked in, and they're there with the GoPro on their head, and I literally whispered to the horse, "The Daleks are watching us." I was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm pissed on rescue remedy, and I'm coming in for my final exam." So anyway, I did my exam. Well, I did my exam, and I came out, and then the groom actually came up to me after she'd finished kind of handling for the rest of the exam. She went, "Oh my God, you were so amazing in there." She was like, "You're so confident." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then the next day, I was offering everybody all of these remedies, and they were like, "Oh, no, no." And I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to come to my apothecary?" My car absolutely hummed. The next day, everybody else is there like cramming for their exams. I had a 20-minute nanny nap on my back seat in my car because I was that chilled. Went in, 3 of us passed. I was one of them. Ooh. First time. Everybody passed eventually, but there was 15 of us, I think, and there was 3 of us that passed. And I was like, you guys should have all had come and sniffed my apothecary, and you'd have all passed.
Wow.
So do you not love that?
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, I'm well into my reflexology.
Yeah.
But how fun is that my whole journey doing my vet physio started with woo?
Yeah. Full circle.
Full circle.
Nothing. No one's reinventing the wheel.
No one's reinventing. No, I'm just very oblivious to stuff until it's waved in my face.
Yeah, I started having Reiki quite a few years ago. I've had angelic Reiki as well.
I've never. Well, apart from today, I've never had Reiki stuff.
I love it. I love it. Just give me it all.
I was going to go on a course for angelic Reiki, but then people keep telling me that I'm already attuned. So I'm like, do I need a certificate for that?
I'm going to give you a certificate for it. Not literally, I will attune you.
Print me one now.
There you go, done. Well done, you.
I
got into Reiki because of the same thing. Because people were like, "Do you do Reiki? Your hands are boiling. You're, you touch me and like in a certain part of your body and." Yeah, or I was coming, Kirsty. I was coming.
Carry on. Be professional.
Do not put that.
That's going in. You're not going to remember where you are now, so it'll have to stay
in. I was.
You was coming.
Welcome to a little bit woo, people. So, angelic Reiki. Yeah, so I got into Reiki because of people. You could touch someone on a certain part of their body, like their back, Kirsty. And then I was picking up so much, like, there was this one time, actually, and this is before I did my Reiki, I had my hand, someone had come, a man had come in for Bowen, and I had my hand just placed over his back, and I kept getting these pains in my kidney area, and I was like, so have you got a problem with kidneys, or have you ever had a problem with your kidneys? Because I was picking. Have you ever had a problem with your kidneys? Because I was picking it up through my body. And he's like, no. I was like, oh, Okay. Well, I'm just going to go with this right now, and this is what I'm feeling. So just be aware of it, drink plenty of water. And then the next day, I got a phone call off his wife saying that night he'd gone into A&E and had passed kidney stones.
No way. It's not though, is it?
No, it's not.
If you just tune into
Yeah,
it.
so I got into Reiki from that, but I've had Reiki. I love Reiki. I love, yeah, I, the experiences it gives.
But the thing is, you've had to go down that a lot kind of non-invasive route because, you, like you said, your body was that guarded that you've had to do that. But then when you think about the horses,
Yeah,
those
you can be
horses
so
that are
much more
so
sympathetic.
guarded, like with ulcers and
Yeah,
you know, really kind of locked down in the bodies. Maybe we do need a lighter approach
Mhm.
to start. You know, I'm not saying you can't go and use your other modalities later on, but
No.
actually, just to start with, it needs to be really
Mhm.
kind of light because they can't tolerate it. It's
I
crude
will.
touch, isn't it?
I will tell you one of the therapies that I've had that has changed my goddamn life. A bit TMI, but I think it's something that really needs to be spoken about, and that is women's health physiotherapy.
All right.
So after my hysterectomy, I obviously was a bit paranoid about prolapse because obviously I had my hysterectomy at the age of 40, which is quite young. So I was a bit of a teacher's pet because I went for women's health physiotherapy at the hospital that I had my hysterectomy at, and they were like, God, I wish everyone thought like you, because I was like, I am not getting to the age of 60 and having problems down there. So I religiously did my exercises and everything, and then I went for internal physiotherapy. So they were literally up there
Rummaging round.
having a good rummage, but releasing all the scar tissue.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
And obviously scar tissue and scar, like, you know, scarring fascially is just so bad for you.
Well, it just tethers, doesn't it? And then
Mhm.
pulls everything.
Mhm.
But then it'll connect to the fascia, every bit of fascia, won't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
The whole
So
bundle of
I
round your
was
body.
like, I'd get off the bed and I was be like, oh my God, I can move again. Fascinating. I mean, it is a bit, you know, TMI. So if people are, I mean, it just doesn't bother me. I've had that.
Well, I
We're
presume
all
the majority
women.
of people listening to this will be women. So
Yeah.
I think, like you say,
Yeah.
we need to talk about that
Yeah,
more
and
because I think it is
yeah.
a proper like hush hush subject. And
It's a taboo
actually,
subject, and I think as riders, it's something that we need to be speaking about.
yeah,
Women's health and, you know, pelvic floor health is so important as riders. And in terms of, you know, we all talk about neutral pelvis. Well, we actually be, you know, talking about neutral pelvis and then, you know, pelvic floor health. So I'm, since having internal physiotherapy, I'm really quite an advocate for that. And it's funny, you know, because I've quite open in discussing things like this anyway. But the amount of women that have, like, for example, they've had a prolapse after a baby or things like that, and they're riders. So, and they've actually gone and had women's health physiotherapy, and they were like, it's an absolute game changer. So
you see, that's something because I've not been down, I've not had a baby, I've not, you know, had any problems like that. I'd not even considered it. Like,
but it shouldn't even be not.
It completely makes sense, but it's just not something that I knew because I've not needed it as such. But
isn't it funny that we don't consider it unless we need it?
Yeah.
But we should be talking about it.
Yeah.
We all have periods. We'll all have. Not everyone has kids, obviously. I mean, I couldn't have kids, but we all have.
But I just feel like, you know, I'm not at menopausal stage, but I just feel like it's such a, we don't talk about that until, and then obviously once you hit it, everybody's talking about it. But surely that's really quite, like,
it should be educational from day one.
It should be educational to know, like, you know, what the things I have heard, it doesn't really make you want to look forward to it. But actually, if you're a bit more clued up on it, then you might be able to take action earlier.
Yeah.
To be able to prevent
1,000%.
some of the suffering that you go through.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we should do a podcast on that.
Yeah.
Riders and menopause.
Yeah.
Hormonal mares.
Hormonal. Is that the title?
Hormonal mare, yeah. Because, you know, for me, if we're just diving into that rabbit hole for a sec, you know, I was induced into a menopause at 39.
Yeah.
Because they had to prep me for my hysterectomy.
Yeah.
So and then they've taken everything from me, cervix, everything. So I don't produce any hormones.
Yeah.
So I'm in menopause. I bypassed perimenopause because obviously they just put me straight into menopause. And then now it's like navigating that as a woman, but as a rider, we need to speak about that. It needs to be not taboo.
Should we get a load of loose women on to talk about that?
Well, I'm loose. I've had internal women's physiotherapy.
You just got a cavern there now.
All right. She's a right little wind up, that one, with her little curly hair over there. But no, I think it's something we should talk about. I'm just thinking of any other therapies I've had. Obviously, card readings, communication.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
We'll have to do a podcast on communicators.
Yeah, I think that's a podcast in its own. Definitely. So, but manual therapy. I think at the end of the day, anything that you can do to improve your health, and especially as a rider, improving your alignment is only going to benefit you as a rider, your horse, and your connection.
It's not just alignment though, is it? It's on a mental level. Like if you can be, if your body's not in, you know, it comes back to the what's in the mind's in the body, what's in the body's in the mind.
Absolutely.
And if you're really, really busy in your mind, then actually, you know, come back to the self-care and the therapies. But if you've got loads of tension in your body, then sorting that out is going to help your mental tension and vice versa, isn't it? It's all a holistic thing. It's not just sort one and ignore the other. And it's, you know, everything has to be balancing to be able to.
But that's what, you know, I say to clients, if I get a pound every time I say the word balance, I'd be a millionaire. But everything we do with a horse is about balance, but everything we do as a human is about balance. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Balancing, not balance.
Yes.
Because it's a fluid thing that's forever changing.
Yes, very true. Very true. Do you think of any more therapies that you've had?
No. I'm sure on this little bit woo journey that we're going on, we'll probably delve down lots of different avenues just to explore stuff for you guys as well. You know, you send in your requests and we'll go.
Road trip.
I might draw the line at an ayahuasca ceremony.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Warwickshire has done one.
I know, we might get there eventually.
And Karen Rolfe.
Oh really?
Yeah, have you not listened to that episode?
No.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
No, I watched a guy on the TV the other day and he was doing ayahuasca. Oh, I think it was on Gogglebox. They were watching him do ayahuasca and that looked pretty out there. Vomiting and whatnot. I don't know
how I feel about that. I think that's a bit too woo for me.
You'll all be reminding of this when we're booking us flights to an ayahuasca ceremony.
Well, we are, you know, we practically are got so many things in the pipeline. I mean, you know, we just keep booking it. Market research, absolutely. Right, well, I think that wraps us up for this week, so I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and
tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends, pass it on, and we will see you guys next Tuesday for a little bit woo.